So on this first day of bell training, all we're going to be doing is teaching Phoebe how to jump up to ring the bells. And sorry if my head's cut out of the frame. I want the focus to be more on the puppy than on me. So we're going to teach Phoebe how to jump up onto the bells. We're going to start her, yes, good. Start her on the word. And I'm going to heavily reward any movements she makes herself toward the bells. Good girl, without being cued. Well done. We're also going to work a little bit on off, off. Yes. And that just means pause off the human. Off. Yes, oh good girl. Did she make movements for the bells? Well done. Yes, well done. She's so smart. So we worked a lot on the bells today, so she really likes touching them. She thinks it's awesome to ring them. Off. Yes, thank you. Little paw. Good girl. All right, so what we're gonna do, take a treat to the dog's nose. Well, this is the very first step. This is as pretending as if we haven't trained this at all. Just showing you how to get the process started at home. So treat at the dog's nose, bring their head, oh bless you, over to the bells. Yes, good, and reward them for any upward motion they make. Off. Thank you. Oh, off. Thank you, that's good girl. Again, treat the dog's nose. Yes. Reward them for getting up. And you keep giving them treats as long as they stay on the door. Well done! To encourage them to stay there for longer. Well done. Okay. Release them, okay, and reset them. Good girl. Good girl, Willow. And this is my pretty amazing dog. Yes, she's a cute girl. She's camoing, whatever that word is, for this video. Good girl. Ready? Bells? Yes. Good girl. So once your puppy will, yes, jump on the bells willingly and let us follow the treat up, then you can start adding the word in. Well done. Good girl. What I'm going to do is I'll say, Phoebe, bells, and bring her to the bells. Yes. Good. And treat her, yes, for any, yes. Treat her for any movement she makes and any gumption she has to touch the bells. I'm also going to kind of move her, yes, move her head back and forth to encourage her to hit the bells with her paw. So bring her head this way, take it, and this way. Oh, you're doing a good job. Oh, bless you. Bells? Yes, girl. Well done. I want all the treats to happen when she's actually on the door. Bells? If she doesn't do it, that's just fine. Just take her away a step or two. Good. And have her do it again. Bells? Yes. Sometimes resetting the dog and moving him back from the, yes, good girl. Away from the command a little bit, away from the from position. It'll reset them, it'll make them do the next attempt much better. Good girl. So this is the first step. We want to teach her that the word bells means touch the door. Good girl. And once she understands the concept, how you can kind of see how far along she is if you say bells and motion, yes, and she does it without a treat in your hand, you know you're ready to move on to the next step. And Phoebe did it right then. I didn't have a treat in my hand or anything, I just said bells and I motioned her up. Good girl. Once she can do that reliably, I say, if she does that 5 times in a row, then you can move on to the next step. And the next step is adding distance. And what you'll do, yes, good girl, Phoebe. What you'll do is take yourself away from the door a foot at a time. So right now I'm standing almost touching the door. In the next few sessions, you'll add a foot between yourself and the door and do the same motion. So that's it. Good girl, wait. You do the same motion to the door, and with 5 successful attempts where you just don't have a treat in your hand and you just motion the dog to the door. If she does that well 5 times, then add some more distance until you can send her to the door, say 5 feet away. So, yes, that was so good. She didn't touch him that time, but she was purposeful. Yes, she's making contact, deciding to do it. She knows it gets rewarded. Good. So the more often we reward the unprompted attempts, the more will happen. Off. Yes, because she doesn't need our guidance to do a command. And that's super smart. Yes, it is. So when you have, say, 5 feet of distance, and you can tell her bells and she'll walk to the door and ring them, 9 out of 10 times or so, then move on to the next step. And the next step is pairing the door with outside. So whenever you add another step to a command, you want to take all the other levels down a few notches. So say in this first step, we want her to go to the bells without a treat in her hand. Just motion up with her hand, and no treats no treats present, and she'll do it just with a hand motion. Good. In the next step, you want to take a level down. So instead of having no treats with the hand, I'll add a treat in to kind of show her I can go back to basics. I go, hey, this is the same thing. Even though we've changed it up a little bit, it's the same thing. Good. Bells? Yes. Good girl. Well done. Oh, where is it? You're so smart. So once you can have 5 feet of distance and it's time to add in going out the door, what you'll do is start again back here, right next to the door. Yes! Good girl! That was awesome! That was so good! The better the dog does, the more treats you can give her. Charlotte. The better the dog does, the more treats you can give her to show her what a good dog she is, how good she's being. Good. Okay. Well done. So like I was saying, when you're ready to have the bells paired with the door, what you'll do is start here again. You can stand up for this one because you need to go outside. You'll have her ring the bells, and instead of giving her a treat right here, what you'll do is open the door and toss the treat outside, or bring her outside and play with her out the door for a few seconds, and then come back inside and do it again. So the reward happens outside versus inside. And once she understands the concept of hitting the bells on command to be let outside to play, then you'll add in the next step. You're going to stage 4. And what stage 4 is taking stage 3 and adding distance. So what you'll do is, say you're standing up for stage 3 and you motion her bells to the door and she does it, and you go outside and she does it reliably 9 out of 10 times, then you start adding distance. So you'll stand, say, 2 feet from the door and motion her to go ring the bells. And if she does it well, after that, add some more distance until you can stand across the room, send the dog to the bells, and she'll do it reliably. When you're at the point where you can, say, stand 10 feet from the door, tell her bells, she'll run to the bells, ring them, and wait till you go outside, then you add in stage 5. And stage 5 is pairing bells with potty time. What you'll do with that is, when you know it's time for her to go potty, yes! You'll take her leash, good. Have her ring the bells, good girl. Take her outside, straight to her potty spot, good girl. Make sure she goes potty first, and then have your party time. So you're adding in potty precedes party. Good job. And it helps her to get the idea that bells is potty first, and then playtime. Oh, super smart. Oh, super nice and smart. Well done. Good. So you see, she's ringing the bells a lot all by herself. Doing such a good job. So if you notice she's doing it a lot, and you don't want to be here all the time to reward her, then what you can just do is put the bells up out of her reach so that she can't get at them, and let them down again for the next practice time. Good. But we want her to, you're so smart, but we want her to be ringing the bells by herself. So this is a really good thing that she's doing. She's offering the behavior that we want. This is amazing. So whenever you hear her ring the bells or you see her go toward them by herself, make it a big deal. Wow, such a good puppy. Well done, well done. So when it comes down to it, when she actually has to go, when you have the training down, she'll do it by herself because she knows it gets rewarded. And it makes it much easier not to have to be there all the time to cue her to go potty. She'll just know, oh hey, I've got to go to the bells. Owner, I don't see my owner, it doesn't matter, I can do this by myself. Good job. So once you have paired bells with potty time, stage 5, then you'll move on to stage 6. And this is where you don't cue the dog anymore, you just watch. So you make sure you still have the dog on a schedule. So say for Phoebe, say you're bringing her outside every 2 hours, you will just make sure you have the 2-hour time marked. Yes, good girl. Make sure you've marked your 2-hour time. You know that she has to go this time. Then you bring her to the bells, cue her to go potty outside. At any time in between then, if she does it by herself, take her outside, potty first, then have a little party afterwards. And heavily reward the times she does it by herself, and start not to reward the times you have to tell her. So that she learns doing it on her own gets a much better result than being cued. So that's a summary of bell training. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send us a text or call us, or send us a video of how you're doing it so we can see and maybe give you some pointers and things to change or to fix. Good girl. But Phoebe has done amazing today. I'm so impressed with how smart she is and how willing to learn she is. Good job. We will also do a video on sit and down, and again with the off command to teach her not to put paws on people. And so, yeah, that was Phoebe and potty training. Have a good day.